Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where the tapestry of time unfolds before our very ears. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey to explore the origins of the First Transcontinental Railroad, a marvel of human ingenuity that bridged the vast expanse of North America. Our tale begins in the early 19th century, when the concept of a transcontinental railroad was first proposed by Dr. Hartwell Carver, a physician and entrepreneur who envisioned a railway that would connect the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean. However, it wasn't until 1832 that the idea gained significant attention, with the publication of a report by the Secretary of War which highlighted the potential benefits of such a project. In 1845, Congress authorized the Secretary of War to conduct a series of surveys to determine the feasibility of a transcontinental railroad. These surveys, led by engineers such as John Charles Fremont and Frederick W. Lander, played a crucial role in identifying potential routes and assessing the challenges that would be faced during construction. One such survey, conducted by Fremont in 1843, took him through the rugged terrain of the Rocky Mountains, where he encountered treacherous mountain passes, raging rivers, and vast expanses of wilderness. His report, which included detailed descriptions of the geography and geology of the region, provided valuable insights into the obstacles that would need to be overcome during construction. The year 1853 marked a significant milestone in the development of the First Transcontinental Railroad, as Congress passed a resolution authorizing the Secretary of War to conduct a comprehensive survey of the most practical and economical route for a railroad from the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean. This resolution led to the appointment of a commission headed by Governor Isaac Stevens of Washington Territory to explore and map out potential routes. The journey was not without its challenges. Treacherous mountain passes, raging rivers, and the vast expanse of the Great Plains all stood as obstacles between the East and the West. Yet, it was in these formative years that the foundation for one of America's most iconic achievements was laid. Key figures such as Asa Whitney, a businessman and engineer who had long advocated for a transcontinental railroad, played important roles in promoting the project and securing funding. The historical context of the time, marked by the Mexican-American War and the subsequent acquisition of vast territories, created an environment conducive to the development of such an ambitious project. The saga of the First Transcontinental Railroad is one of triumph over adversity, of science meeting nature, and of humanity pushing beyond its perceived limits. The year 1869 marked a significant milestone as the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads finally met at Promontory Summit, Utah, in a ceremony that would be etched in the annals of American history. The First Transcontinental Railroad played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's economy, facilitating the growth of trade and commerce between the East and West coasts. As historian Stephen Ambrose once noted, the railroad was the most important thing that happened to America in the 19th century, except for the Civil War. This sentiment is echoed in the words of Leland Stanford, a key figure in the construction of the Central Pacific Railroad, who proclaimed, "The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad is an event of vast importance, not only to the people of California and the West, but to the entire nation." One of the most significant impacts of the First Transcontinental Railroad was its role in facilitating the growth of industries such as mining, agriculture, and manufacturing. The railroad enabled the rapid transportation of goods and raw materials, connecting the resource-rich regions of the West to the industrial centers of the East. This, in turn, spurred economic growth, created new job opportunities, and helped to establish the United States as a global industrial powerhouse. As we explore this period further, we find numerous examples of the First Transcontinental Railroad's influence on American society. The railroad played a crucial role in the development of the country's postal system, with mail trains carrying letters and packages across the continent in a fraction of the time it took by horse or stagecoach. The railroad also facilitated the growth of tourism, as travelers from the East Coast could now easily visit the natural wonders of the West, such as Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Canyon. The First Transcontinental Railroad's impact on American culture was also profound. The railroad inspired a new generation of writers, artists, and musicians who sought to capture the essence of the American experience. The railroad's completion marked a new era in American history, one that would be defined by unprecedented growth, innovation, and progress. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw the rise of new technologies, such as automobiles and airplanes, which gradually eroded the dominance of the railroad. The construction of the interstate highway system in the mid-20th century further diminished the importance of the First Transcontinental Railroad as trucks and cars became preferred modes of transportation for both people and goods. Despite this decline, the First Transcontinental Railroad's legacy endured. The railroad had played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's economy, facilitating the growth of industries such as mining, agriculture, and manufacturing. The railroad had also enabled the rapid transportation of goods and raw materials, connecting the resource-rich regions of the West to the industrial centers of the East. As historian Richard White notes, the Transcontinental Railroad was a crucial factor in the development of the American West, facilitating the growth of cities, industries, and agriculture. One notable example of the First Transcontinental Railroad's lasting impact is the city of Omaha, Nebraska. Prior to the construction of the railroad, Omaha was a small trading post with a population of just a few hundred people. However, with the arrival of the Union Pacific Railroad in 1869, the city experienced rapid growth, becoming a major commercial center and transportation hub. Today, Omaha is a thriving metropolis with a diverse economy and a rich cultural heritage. The First Transcontinental Railroad also left an indelible mark on American culture. The railroad inspired countless works of literature, art, and music, from the iconic songs of the railroad to the literary works of authors like Mark Twain. As historian Stephen Ambrose notes, the Transcontinental Railroad was a symbol of American ingenuity and progress, capturing the imagination of the nation and inspiring generations of Americans. The construction of the railroad had been made possible by the labor of thousands of workers, many of whom were immigrants from China, Ireland, and other countries. These workers faced harsh conditions, including extreme weather, disease, and violence, as they toiled to build the railroad. Today, their legacy is remembered in museums, monuments, and historical sites across the country. In conclusion, the decline and aftermath of the First Transcontinental Railroad mark a significant chapter in American history. The First Transcontinental Railroad may have faded into the background of modern transportation, but its impact on American industry, commerce, culture, and society remains profound. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.